Hi everybody, Danny Bader, speaker and author here. You know, when I first went to college back in 1981, I had an awful lot of anxiety and was not certain. There was the unknown and the unfamiliar. And I remember it was probably the first night there, or certainly the second night, that I got on the phone with my mom, you know, in the hallway of the dorm there. No cell phones back in those days. And I told her, you know, I want to come home. I'm going to live at home and I'll go to St. Joe's in Philly and I'll commute. And sure enough, I did not do that. I had a wonderful 4 years at college, but it took me a little while to get through it. So I was reminded of that this week as we dropped off our youngest child, our third child, our daughter, at college. And there's certainly a lot of anxiety with the students, because here's the thing. Going to college is transition. And I would suggest that life is transitions. We go into out of jobs, we go into out of schools, we go into out of relationships. You know, our life changes. Somebody might pass away and the whole dynamics of our life change. So it's really just transition. So when you go into transition, there's the unknown and the unfamiliar. And the key is to stay with that long enough, right? Fight through it so that the familiar becomes familiar, the unknown becomes known, and then you're like, okay, this is fine. So to all my college friends, a few things to consider when you're there. When you're in the unknown, develop a vision. Start to imagine what it's going to be like when now everything is known. You know your classes, you know your teachers, you know what cafeteria you're going to, you know your teammates, you've made some friends. Start to imagine that, right? Reflect on your past achievements. So vision is the ability for us to imagine what needs to be real, which is really cool. Einstein said imagination is more important than knowledge. So the key is, when we're in transition and we're a little stuck and we're in a bit of a funk right now, we have the knowledge of what's going on, right? We have all the facts. That's great. And you deal with them. You know, you don't discount them. You say, wow, there's a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of stress right now. The key is to see the other side and imagine what it's going to be like when you get through it. Now, when you hold a vision as well, I was talking with a young friend of ours who's at Bucknell University and has a tough course load this semester, taking physics. And there was some anxiety around that. And with your vision, you want to imagine the outcome, right? Certainly, I get an A, I get a B in class. But you also want to imagine the process. So you want to see yourself going to class, engage with the teacher, getting into a study group, going to the library. Imagine the process that will produce the outcome. So vision's really good to deal with when we're in a little bit of transition. The other thing is to seek support. Make sure that you ask for help. On campuses right now, students, there are tremendous resources on campus to help you move through the transition. Asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. We're vulnerable and we need some help, so make sure you ask for it. You can also ask for it from your family, from your friends. Perhaps hit your knees, say a few prayers, and get some support from your faith. That's a good thing. And watch your thoughts. You know, in transition, oftentimes, our thoughts will show up and they'll tell us all the reasons this is not good, this is not going to work out. You want to hold useful thoughts. I have a name for the thoughts that show up in my head. I call them ST. It's a guy, ST. It's not ESTY. It's S and T, and it stands for shitty thoughts. I have them, you have them, we all have them. Why we're not good enough, why we're not going to do this, why it's not going to work out, why I'm going to fail this class. All those reasons. Acknowledge them and then shift it and hold more useful thoughts. I can do this, I've done this before, I'm going to study right now, I can recover from this bad grade, it's not the end of the world, I can move on, I am good just the way that I am. So you want to start to replace those with useful thoughts. So develop your vision, seek support, hold useful thoughts, take action. Do not sit and let them fester. Get up, go work out, take a walk, go to the library, call somebody, watch a funny YouTube video or something like that, but get up and move. Very, very key. And then the last thing is just watch your language. You know, I wouldn't suggest that you think useful work. I hope everything works out. Not such a useful thought. I would replace hope with trust. Think about that. Just say that. I hope, I trust. There's energy in that language. So think about your vision. Be sure to seek support, take action, and trust that it's all going to be okay. So for all you wonderful young people out there on the journey in college, you're going to do fine. It's going to be okay. You will have your bumps in the road. Move through them. For everybody else in transition in life, I trust that this video gave you a few ideas that you can start to experiment with. Take care. Have a good one.